Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I got a review for Bad Blood 2024. Overall, the show was pretty good in my opinion. I've heard some people have some negativity about certain matches that happened on this card, but we can get into that more specifically when we get to said matches. Well, anyway, let's get back to it. So let's start off by talking about Hell in a Cell match which was CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre to blow off this feud that has been building up for so long. What do I gotta say about it? I gotta say, not only did I predict that to be match of the night, it lived up to it. Genuinely one of the best Hell in a Cell matches I've ever seen. It is 100% amazing. I think that it probably should have made because of how good the match was. There was a lot of blood. There was a lot of action. It was so much blood from Drew McIntyre that I literally felt concerned where I was like, this man might legitimately be dying on live television. There was so much blood. They wiped away the blood and then it all appeared again. But this match was exactly what I wanted it to be and a little bit more. I wish every single time there's an extreme match and it's a big feud, I always wish that there are thumbtacks, but there was no thumbtacks in Hell in a Cell, and that's okay, but the beads were pretty cool too. I think that this match, honestly, was spectacular. CM Punk gets the win, which I predicted correctly, and wins his first feud back fully from being injured, wins his first feud back. Very much he needed to do that because I think he's going to end up wrestling a match versus Gunther, and I hope that CM Punk does not get injured. But I don't think he'll win that match. That is besides the point. Overall, though, it set the tone for future Hell in a Cells as well. And it's so awesome to finally be able to see Hell in a Cell fully as a spectacle again, instead of it being a live event every year, because that ruins and overexposes yourself to the Hell in a Cell match. And you don't want that to happen because you want that to be a big match. And this is why. When you have it mean something, it is awesome. And it will help deliver on a match even more when it is like, oh my gosh, anything can happen. They're in Hell in a Cell. It adds more excitement to that match because you already know it's going to be way more intense. So, on to the next match, which was Nia Jax versus Bayley for the Women's Championship. And this match, unfortunately, had to follow that amazing opener, but still, it was a solid match. There were a couple of mistakes, but that's okay. It is professional wrestling. There's bound to be eventually some mistakes. But I hope it doesn't keep happening for Nia Jax, because that was a bit of a problem with her first run, and she was making mistakes like that. But I think it was just, for whatever reason, maybe timing was a little bit off, or maybe just things happened via accident or whatever. Still, this match was great. Yet another reason why Bayley is such an awesome wrestler and why she is my favorite, because she can go out there and put on great matches a lot, and definitely proved it previously time and time again, especially with her match she had with Naomi on SmackDown. That match was freaking awesome. And then she turns around and has a pretty good match with Nia Jax. Unfortunately, when there are mistakes in wrestling, that's the only thing people will take away from when it comes to matches. I don't like that, because you can still have mistakes in a match and still have enjoyment from that. There are still moments in history where there were a couple mistakes in a match, and the match ended up delivering either way. And to me, that's the way it should be. It should be looked at as, oh, this was an accident. It was a mistake. Let's move on. Let's get more into this match. But it was only a couple of mistakes, but still, it's something to at least think about. Anyone that gives it negativity online, I do not agree with. It is 100% like, people who are sitting at home and complaining about it are the people who you know will never wrestle in their life, pretty much. And the people who sit behind the screen and will tell you how to wrestle when they've had a zero training at all. But still, solid match, and I'm excited to see where the Nia Jax and Tiffany Stratton feud continues to. It is building and building and building, and I cannot wait for it to pay off. But I think we will have to wait a while for it to fully pay off, and that's okay too. The next match on the card was Damian Priest and Finn Balor, and that match cooked. It was really good. I really enjoyed it. I predicted I forgot to say, I predicted Nia Jax in the previous match. Predicted her to win, and I was correct. So that makes me 2-0 so far tonight, or that night of predictions. And I wanted I thought Damian Priest was going to win, but I kind of at the same time always want Finn Balor to win because he is one of my favorites. He's awesome. I always will support him, but I definitely knew Damian Priest was winning, so in my predictions I picked Damian Priest. And that match was pretty good. It delivered. It was great. I would love for their feud to kind of continue outside of all of the Judgment Day interference, all this other stuff. I would just love to see a Finn Balor and specifically Damian Priest feud where it's just those two going after each other week after week, building it up and finally having that blow-off match. But it kind of seemed like that's already what happened, is they had that blow-off match, so I don't think we'll see that feud continue, but that's okay. If they do continue it, perfect. If they don't, that's okay as well. I think that I'm excited to see where they go past feuding with Judgment Day for Damian Priest. I think that would be really interesting. And I also think that it'd be interesting to see what's next for Finn Balor after feuding with Damian Priest. And I'm assuming it's most likely going to be tag team stuff because they need to do more of that. We don't see them defend it. We don't see them in many matches really trying to boost up the championship, but I still think that there's time for that championship reign to get better, so I'm not going to be one of those people who jump on the bandwagon saying it's absolutely horrible and saying all these different things, because it's pretty much just at the beginning of it. But still, I don't know if they're going to continue the feud. Either way, I think it will be good either way, if they continue it or they don't. But that's pretty much all I got to say about that match. It was pretty solid, though. I did have enjoyment while watching it. The next match on the card was Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan with Dominic Mysterio in a shark cage. There we go. Could not speak properly, apparently. But that match was great, too. Love the fact that Raquel Gonzalez is back. I literally was asking myself a few days ago, where's Raquel Gonzalez? Like, I've literally not seen her in a while. But she's finally back. She's a part of Judgment Day. That was pretty solid. I did, once again, think Liv Morgan was going to win, so I'm so far perfect on the night. And honestly, Dominic Mysterio falling out of the shark cage, I legitimately thought he fell out of the shark cage and was going to be injured. So, I was, shocked, and then he was fine and dangling, and I was like, okay, well, this was part of what was supposed to happen. And then Mommy picked up a kendo stick and just beat Dominic Mysterio with it, and it was freaking awesome. This match was great. Liv Morgan is a good champion so far. I think it is done between Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley, or maybe they do one final match to blow it off, and finally Liv Morgan or Rhea Ripley wins clean. But I think the feud pretty much should be over that, or it's towards the end of the feud anyway. But overall, it was a great match. Excited to see what Liv Morgan progresses to do. Past Rhea Ripley, and it's going to be quite exciting to watch, I'm not going to lie. But then you got the main event, Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes versus Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu. I predict Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu to win, but they did not. That's okay, because I did get two things that I predicted correctly, and they were, I thought The Rock would come back, and I thought Jimmy Uso would come back. And they both did. So let's go. W's in the chat. That is awesome. But anyway, let's talk about the match itself. The match was okay. I wish it was, I don't know, it just felt like it was missing something. And then there was interference. 4 matches on this card had interference. Not a big fan of that, but whatever. Oh wait, I just realized Liv Morgan, I thought Liv Morgan won. Liv Morgan did not win. Rhea Ripley won by disqualification. So technically, I got 2 wrong. So that's unfortunate. Sorry, back to the main event. Match was pretty solid. Love Jacob Fatu, love Cody Rhodes, love Roman Reigns. I'm okay with Solo Sikoa. He's not as good as he was in NXT because they're not having Solo Sikoa do Solo Sikoa things. But I think once finally the Bloodline feud is over with and the Bloodline disbands, then I think we could see potentially that Solo Sikoa back. And that would be awesome. But overall, a really good card. Had enjoyment watching it. Overall, it's not the best show they've done this year, but it was really good. But that's pretty much it for today's video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe buttons. And let me know down in the comments below if there's anything wrestling related you want me to specifically talk about or review. Let me know down in the comments below, of course. And you guys have a great rest of your day.